mode, CMS or whatever. No, my PC's not happy with that.
Oh, and you turned it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So CSM is for basically taking a 32-bit operating system with a 64-bit machine. So basically, it's only gonna work if you're running Windows Vista or earlier.
She said that it was like, I don't know, it's like she actually is like, that's her job, I guess. She like works in like IT, you know what I mean? And like pretty much anytime I talk to her, she's always like, you know, send me like the model, and she just like looks through her like guide, you know what I mean? Like her like, that's basically what she does. She's like, that's her support for IT, you know what I mean? So like, that's pretty much just what she's like. She just was like reads it off the list and went through it, and she's like, you know, it's saying turn on the CMS mode or whatever, and so we turned it on, but my PC did not like that at all.
Yeah, I am very much so just sort of trial by fire kind of guy.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I mean,
the legacy UEFI definitely made my PC work significantly better than the other things me and her tried that day, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why in a book it would say CSM. It's literally just to run old operating systems on modern.
But she has it on her note now, actually, because even like the last time I asked her, because we came back again, and she actually told me to turn it back on again, and I was like, no, last time we said not to, and she like looked through her notes, and she's like, oh yeah, we like, you know what I mean, like she's got like notes for me for it. She's like, yeah, that's true. Don't turn that on. Never mind. And I even remember because she like was about to have me turn it back on, and it's like, no, that's not it. That's not the one.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, that's why I've never heard of it though.
That's fair.
Motherboards don't even support it.
Mine technically does, which I have like an X570. So.
What brand did you say yours is?
The good one. No. What are they? Oh God, MSI. Yeah.
MSI.
Yeah, I have an MSI X570. Is it a Dama? I don't remember what. Wait, I have the thing.
X570.
It's like the gaming pro. I have the box on it. Gaming Plus? Yeah, that's the one. The Gaming Plus.
Oh yeah, MSI does support it.
I have the MSI X570 Gaming Plus. That thing.
MSI, ASRock, Gigabyte, and Asus support it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a... I don't even know what I have. It's something.
He said it's something. I had to look at the box. So I had to look at the box. I knew it was an MSI X570. I did know that. I know I have an MSI X570. That I can tell you. That's real. After that, you know.
Oh,
And it's not a Tomahawk. I'll tell you that one too. I know I don't have a Tomahawk.
Yeah. Darn. Gigabyte. B760.
Oh yeah. He's on the B.
I'm on the B. I just opened up system information.
My motherboard was actually a pretty big upgrade. I used to have like the B450 or whatever, and I was gonna upgrade to a B550, but then I just jumped to the X570.
I think for my motherboard, I just asked somebody what a good motherboard is and just went with whatever they said.
I used to watch this like really like meme tech YouTuber named Bitwit. Honestly, I thought he was pretty hilarious, even though he was kind of a clown. But he had this like YouTube series he did called like Fix Your, like he would ask people for, like he'd tell them he'd be like, go to PC Part Picker and just make a PC and then send me the list and I'll like give you advice. But he'd also like roast you, which is like that's pretty fun. Like he'd roast.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean he'd make content out of it still.
Yeah.
Well, giving good advice.
And it's pretty decent. It's not maybe not the best. Obviously, it may not be like the true and tried advice, but it was decent advice for sure. And I kind of went off of like a lot of like stuff that I saw there. I kind of like watched some of that videos and like I don't know, I watched a lot of tech YouTubers when I was building my PC to be real, but he was probably my favorite one because he was funny about it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just roast people for like getting a bunch of lights and fans and shit, and be like, "No, get a better GPU." Like, people would buy like $200 worth of like extra like Noctua fans and shit like that, and he'd be like, "Brother, listen."
Yeah. I was the exact opposite. I got told by my friend to buy more fans.
I have a decent amount of fans.
I got.
My PC has 7 in it, and my CPU cooler has 2.
So I've got my CPU cooled by 3 fans and an AIO cooler, and my CPU still gets hot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
do want to. I actually do want to go to an AIO eventually, but right now, honestly,
it's a
it doesn't
360mm cooler.
like it could be worse where it's at right now.
And if I try to benchmark my computer, it ends up turning off.
That's huge.
Because it thermal throttles itself and then the CPU turns itself off.
He said it's thermal throttle. Actually, I had to get a new cooler for this new computer. The old one was not gonna cut it.
Yeah. I do have the 14th gen Intel though.
I have a 120 million fans.
Yeah. I regret going with the
This thing also has
the
2
14th
radiators.
gen i9.
Pretty happy with that. It has 2 radiators, like one.
Yep. But other than that, I got 4 fans for the rest of the case, and then fans on the GPU.
And the GPU has 2. The case itself has 6.
Yeah.
GPU has 2. And then the motherboard has 1. That thing doesn't do. It's literally like the tiniest little fan. It's like this little like pissant fan. I don't even know what it's on. It's on the bottom right of it's underneath my GPU. There's a bunch of stuff plugged in over there. I feel like all my stuff's plugged in.
You'll also have a fan in your power supply most likely.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
My power supply is decent. It's a Thermaltake 75 gold.
Don't know if anybody's ever told you this, but don't open up a power supply.
See, my power supply, it just sits there, and I don't even touch it. You know what I mean? Like that's actually the part of the PC I'm like the least comfortable with. Like I'm kind of cool like opening up the case, like fiddle fucking with the PC, I mean the GPU,
You know,
even the CPU a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm kind of cool with all this stuff up here. I don't go down to the power area. That's not
the power supply is through school. They literally just tell you every part in a computer is serviceable. Power supply, you stay away from. If it's broken, you replace it.
Yeah, I don't go down there. That's not my area. It's like in its own little sealed off section at the bottom. Like, you know, it has like the metal. I don't go down there. You know what I mean? Like it's in the basement.
They're so dangerous. They can get you even if they're unplugged.
Like I said, that's the reason I don't have my new GPU installed yet. It's because I don't want to fuck with it myself. To be real, I don't even want to like go down there. Like I don't know. I need help. You know what I mean?
The only problem is if you're opening it, like the actual box. That's why it's made out of like pretty resistant plastic. It's to try and
it's pretty. Not open. Yeah, I mean it looks like a tough little bastard. I just don't go down. You know what I mean? That's just not my criteria. Like honestly, I've kind of always been that way. Like I did a lot of construction work growing up. Like when I was an adult, I did like a lot of like labor. But I was always like keep the electricity away from me. You know what I mean? I was like I'll do all this other shit. Like I'll build the whole damn house, but I'm not running the wires. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Electricity and me have never gotten along. I've always been a little afraid of it, to be real.
I mean, it is so fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been shocked a couple times and never anything crazy, and I'm already like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
The rest of the PC I feel pretty confident fucking with though.
Yeah.
Especially the hardware, not necessarily the software, but like hardware wise, I feel pretty solidly like knowledgeable about what's going on, hardware wise, with most of
I'm
the PC. But
definitely a software guy that wants to be a hardware guy.
hardware guy's simple, dude. It's easy, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just plug it in. Does it work? Nah. All right. Try a different plug? You know, like.
But being a software guy is also like very useful.
Oh, for sure. I need software guys. I need, and that's what I say. You better hope we don't have any. This could happen again.
Cause like, you know, a hardware guy can't just look at a stack trace and be like, oh yeah, I see what's wrong.
Hmm.
Me, I look at the most complex darn series of messages ever, and I'm just like, hey, there's an error.
I'm looking at it. I'm like,
Sorry.
the lights are off on that one. There's probably ain't got no gas in it.
I don't think the computer's supposed to have gas, Stefan.
I'm about to fix this right now, dude. Don't you worry. I'm installing a fuel tank.
Oh god.
The hardware, you know? I can do.
Your thermals are gonna be through the roof. You're gonna need a bigger cooler.
Really use to cool jet engines. Find one of those.
I'm sure a quick Google search can tell me
Or like rockets, you know?
how
Like
to
that.
jet engines get cooled. Oh, it's just
don't.
air cooling.
Oh, nice. Just really quick air. Nice. Okay. Okay. You know what? I could do this.
I mean, actually, I guess they are moving so fast
Yeah,
that that
yeah,
air.
that air might be pretty good. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is maybe like they just like let the air like get in there. Like
So what I'm hearing is you need to attach the jet engine to your computer
yeah,
and then
yeah.
just have it blast.
As long as we're moving at like supersonic speeds, it'll stay cooled off, right?
Just moving at Mach Jesus, you'll be fine.
Just need to get a rocket.
Now, where are you gonna get a rocket?
Build one. Hardware guy.
Oh yeah. Why not?
Just kind of imagine the PCs in space. That's what we really need. I need a space PC.
Just contact the ISS.
I feel like they're not
Sure.
gonna, you know. I don't know if they're gonna cooperate with me.
I mean, they're just on their own way to find out.
That's true. Like, listen, guys. Can I play games from up there? Like, you guys know about gaming in space? What kind of ping do you think you get?
I mean, honestly, Starlink, right?
Okay.
An antenna in space.
I'll just connect to whatever
Sure.
like server I'm currently hovering over. You know what I mean?
You're in Britain for 5 minutes, and the next thing you know, you're in Australia, and then you're back to North America. Just chilling.
Play a game with like quick matches.
Darn Sea of Thieves servers in shambles trying to find you.
Good luck. Hey, that'll make it hard to get stream sniped. Find me now. I don't even know where I'm at, brother. You better start hopping.
God.
I had one frame drop like 5 or 10 minutes ago. I've been kind of waiting to see if it happens again, but been good ever since then. It was a decent one earlier too. I dropped like 60 or 70. Other than that, we're actually hanging out pretty
I mean,
constant. 40.
so frame drops sometimes happen because of a GC, which is just a garbage collection. It's basically where the game looks at stuff that's not currently being used and just releases it. but it typically causes the game to hang for like, you know, a few frames.
They're good. You chilling? I'm watching you.
I permanent distrust on
No,
desktop.
I do not trust it, dude. I do not know what that shit was, but
What does dwm.exe do to you?
it went to 60% usage rate on my fucking GPU.
Uh,
60%. That was actually wild. I saw it too. It went to like 61 for a second. There's just no way.
the highest I saw it was 67.
There's just no way. Like now it's not even using like 2% most of the time. But that sucker was
Yeah.
sitting at like 20 to 30 the whole time before. Like even before, even when it wasn't like skyrocketing like 40 and 60, it was still like constantly in 20 to 30.
Yeah, I mean, mine is at, I think mine might be the slightest bit different because I have always on top stuff running, but mine's at 5.5.
Yeah, I currently just have it by waiting.
Yeah.
I knew my GPU was like not necessarily as good as the rest of my PC, but also like
I
it wasn't
mean,
that
should
fucking
be
bad.
getting-
You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's a.
Like, that's Windows core app. That
This
thing
isn't-
is supposed to be able to run without a GPU.
This isn't a 1060, brother. Like, come on now. Even a 1060 would probably be able to at least like play the game. Like that was actually unplayable earlier. Like literally like trying to shoot was like impossible. Like especially if I went to flick it all. Like I had to like fucking like hard ADS to hit something. You know what I mean? Like you have to literally just hold the line and shoot. Otherwise, like it's not happening.
It's darn hard scoping.
Like even like I have to. Like flicking was just like not real. Like my mouse was not moving at the same pace as my gun on my screen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Frames.
I don't think this game has funny technologies. I know in Overwatch and stuff, there's stuff where your mouse can move subframe. It's really cool.
This
So
thing
you're, like,
was like bad.
Affect anything, but I don't think Sea of Thieves has anything like
The
that.
game was like a full half second behind my mouse almost. Like it was bad.
Yeah. That's definitely frame buffering.
Like not even not even like a little bit of lag. Like it was super noticeable. Super noticeable. Like it was just like some straight up input delay. But it wasn't necessarily because of the input, it's just the whole ass PC was delayed or something. Like I've actually been talking about that. It'd be hard. I feel like I already know it's gonna be weird for me to use a different mouse in the future.
Yeah,
I'm, like, so
that's
used to this
why I
thing.
keep buying my mouse.
I know,
don't
I really
wanna-
like this thing. So
And it really sucks being attached to a Razer mouse, man. I hate it.
this one's a Logitech.
I've heard Logitech is like pretty good.
I love this thing to be super real, but yeah. I just honestly I took a lot of my like a lot of my peripherals I just copied off like Counter-Strike players.
I mean, that's fair. They are typically like the best, craziest of the gamers.
They're very good, but they also don't like they don't buy extra shit. They just like stuff that works. You know what I mean? Like they don't they don't have a lot of like fancy lights and like
I mean,
extra dumb shit. They just want like solid working equipment. You know what I mean?
Counter-Strike Go was the definition of a game that is simply made to work.
And it worked well. You know?
It worked well. CS2, you could see.
Yeah,
the
that's what I built
transition
it back
from
in
a
the
game
day.
that's-
Obviously, I built it like a couple years
Yeah.
ago before CS2. So yeah, I just copied like a bunch of like the top CS:GO players.
CS2, I can see clearly that they've shifted from, being that good, consistent game that just works and isn't flashy or over the top or anything to like, okay, now we're trying to be flashy, and all of a sudden the game doesn't work.
A lot of us worry about these like Zowie monitors. I guess those things are pretty popular.
Zowie.
Maybe it's a mouse. I don't know. Zowie's like a lot of them use Zowie or like Logitech or like Steel Series, just like very like, and it's all like just like black. You know what I mean? There's almost never any color variation or anything. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah. Yeah. Do you use a wireless mouse?
yeah. I use the G Pro X Superlight.
I use a wired.
I love wireless.
I don't. I like, you know, having my mouse anchored.
I honestly like it's honestly I just have a disdain for wires at this point. Like in general, it's not even about where the wires. I just hate wires, dude.
I have so many wires everywhere.
Dude, it's so bad. Even now, like even with my like efforts to minimize wiring, y'all don't see it, but over here on the left, there's some wires. You know, like behind the monitor and the PC over here, there's some wires over there. But we're not gonna show you guys that. A little bit of a mess over there, but you know. It's partially in thanks to the fact that this monitor is just barely too far away from my PC. But I've had to get this like kind of too long HDMI cord for it, and that's not helping. The crazy part is I even have like a bunch of these wires like bundled up in like a bungee, so they're like kind of neat and out of the way. I mean, it helps, but only like half.
Yeah.
It didn't help. I had to like, I have like a Wi-Fi. I have like a not a Wi-Fi splitter, Ethernet splitter in here. That thing is also taking up a lot of wiring space.
I don't even use Ethernet.
You don't plug in your Wi-Fi? Oh my
I'm
god!
Wi-Fi.
I needed a splitter because my PS5. I want my PS5 also on the wired. But Apex was like very competitive, to be real. Like honestly, I'm kind of like I'm more keen on like my PlayStation almost than my PC. Like I'd be more fine to play SOD on Wi-Fi than I ever would have played Apex on Wi-Fi. That game was like actually competitive though.
Honestly, my router is a $600 gaming server router
That's
kind
fair.
of looking thing.
This thing's not. My router is probably not that crazy, but we're wired in. So.
My ISP told me that, I mean, they gave us a 20-year-old, literally 50-cent router. And we asked them to give us a new one, and they said no. So we just went out and bought a new one. And we just went nuts. Most expensive one there was, mine.
Yeah, I mean it's yours though, so like you could do it, right? That was always the.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of the companies around here do it too. They'll give you a router, but it's not that great. And then they'll give you like an upgraded router, but it'll cost like a few bucks or whatever. But it's like it's all right, but nothing crazy, you know. But if you want anything better, you just gotta go buy it yourself.
Yeah. But man, that thing has like 16 bands. It's got 3 different Wi-Fi connections. I'm on my own Wi-Fi connection.
He said, "I got my." That would make it better. That would make Wi-Fi a little better. Is like not having to share it for sure.
Yeah.
Because like right now, I'm the only one who uses Ethernet right now. But I only live with my sister right now. But she's like completely Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? And I'm like I'm Ethernet. Like,
Yeah.
we don't really interfere with each other at all.
I think my router also has a CPU and a GPU in it. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. Like, that thing is a computer. It's great.
The game's been working.
The game is in fact working.
What about the bunny Bob? What if I blunder
God.
Bob?
Do I need to join your boat and blunder on you?
I already did it. I did it. What is going on here? What the? Brothers. We're back. We're not at 60 frames. Lower. So.
Huge.
We did go to like 120 on the ferry. I guess the ferry sucks, but you know.
Ferry's got a lot of particles, and the rest of the world's still loaded
So
in
let's
with
do
no
it.
fog.
We gotta replicate the into the water blender. Can I knock myself off of it? Yeah, I can. Are we dead? Not working.
Did you see your FPS go up by 1 and then be like, panic?
Seems to be hanging out between the like 40 and 144 for the most part, which is fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, 144 is the cap.
Yeah, I get
So,
that.
when things start rendering in, it's going to go, like, a little bit lower because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
capped. But,
It does seem to be dropping a little less. Like even before, I didn't really stay that high.
honestly, as fun as it is to run a game at, like, 1000 FPS, like, you're just burning your GPU. There is no reason to run a game as much as it can. You should always limit it.
I know a lot of like. I actually was looking at like a bunch of Counter-Strike players were like capping their frames at like 600 or something. I was like, all right, guys.
Yeah, my laptop, I ran 1500 frames on Counter-Strike does too.
They were still capping it, but they were like, it was funny. They were capping it, but they were showing you they weren't capping it to like 600. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And capping is huge.